Welcome back to my channel and welcome to part 11 of coloring Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. We finally got that background done. I also moved my camera a little bit, which is why I'm kind of struggling to put that on the screen right now, but last time we did like the flower parts. I think it's been fiddly. Fiddly was the word of the day then, because these are just so tiny. And then I think we already started like drawing in the things that were missing, which you can't really see because I used that kneadable eraser to kind of get rid of it. And we put like a thin layer of color down. So now we can continue. I was actually thinking about just starting with the flowers, although I'm not sure I already grabbed greens for that, but I did grab I see a lot of bright colors, so I think we're going to start with the flowers. I see a couple of pink. I'm not sure if I can still get both sides on the screen like I did last time, so that I can kind of point it out. Just kind of whether I should start with the grass or the flowers, but you know, I'm seeing all these very bright colors and I just have to go for them. So I'm seeing a little bit of yellow over here. I'm sure those, I'm just gonna quickly go over those. I have the Pablos selected for that, where the 240 is going to be lighter color. And I have the 010. Let's just put that on that sheet to see what that kind of looks like. So that would be the 010, so just yellow. And I think I said 240, so lemon yellow. So it's just like a yellow and a pale kind of yellow. And I could just jump straight in. I'm just gonna grab the, well, pinks or reds that I selected for the pink flowers, where I'm guessing this is the darkest one, which is the 080 Carmine, which is put that on screen, Dodo. What's that one? It's like a wine red, or is it? And I have that, I think it says 280. I'm still struggling with that gold. Well, the ruby red, so that is, yeah, I'm not going to call it red, I'm not going to call it pink. This one, however, is pink. That will be the 270, so we kind of have these for that pink. Then for the white, I grabbed my 490 cream. So that's just the cream color, but it's not exactly white, but I don't know. I'm always struggling with coloring white, so I'm just going to try and do it with the cream. And then I picked up the light gray, or the light green, because, you know, spelling, it's a thing. So yeah, those are basically the flower colors. So I'm just going to dive in. And I'll probably have to grab some greens, but I'm just going to start with my yellows. I mean, just seeing that lying, it's just too bright to be picking anything else. I do feel like I'm more zoomed in than I was before, but if I need to adjust it, then, you know, I will know about that later. Now, I did find that there's like two colors, but I'm just going to go in with that lighter one first. And just do that darker one, kind of tap over that, I guess. Because I couldn't really find the exact, well, shadow parts. I do feel like I'm very close to my camera right now, but I'm mostly just trying to prevent getting my head in the screen, because that is just not as interesting, really. Alright, so I am hoping that this is that yellow, that darker one, just to see what it does. I've also been looking into gel pens lately, like maybe I can add that, especially to like flowery bits, but I don't know, I don't want to get ahead of myself and start buying things again. And also had to put my phone in the charger because it would be kind of stupid if it just runs out of juice. Alright, so that carmine is going to be that darkest one. I'll just start with that, I think. Though I have noticed that you kind of go over it with the other colors and it kind of takes over, but you can always go back to that very dark one. I mean, it's supposed to be dark. I'm not sure if it's really as dark as I want it to be though, but oh well. And last time I was doing, I think the pink up there, I really went for my polys because I just felt like they had better choices. So when I was picking colors earlier for these flowers, I figured I really want to go for the Pablos because I should be able to color flowers with those as well. So just because I thought I should grab the polys, I guess I'm just challenging myself a bit. These look like roses in the reference. I mean, normally I try to kind of show the reference as well so that people kind of know what I'm using as a reference in the reference. But that was mostly with the areas up there where I figured, you know, people might want to know what I'm basing my choices on. And with these flowers, it's more how you want them to be. Still having my off day. Still not feeling too well, but alright, now the ruby red. So still not too well, but I don't know if it's actually showing up on camera, but I have a bit of a shake, you know, and once I just get going and kind of, well, I mean, these flowers are big enough for me not to notice, I guess. But last time I had it on like the very small pink flowers that we did earlier, and it was distracting. I was kind of worried about that. Like, you know, if you get too shaky, then maybe you shouldn't color. Next up to, what is it, 70? Well, raspberry red. I'm struggling with reading it, but I do have like a lot of reflections in here. So that might not just be the pencil's fault. That's a bit of a studio lighting mistake thingy. I do have decent light. The downside of that is that it's kind of reflective. Alright, now, the last time we kind of found that there are flowers in the reference, right over there, and they're very much there. And there they're not, so I'm gonna just try and create them, I guess. Earlier I mostly spent time kind of editing things. Because I was going to color like yesterday, because I wanted to do that like on a daily basis, but just somehow, I don't know, I couldn't get my mind to the right place or something to actually start coloring. And on top of that, you know, I was doing editing and then I ran out of room on my phone, like storage space, so I had to sort of redirect files, and somehow I lost my entire part 6, so I had to redo that. Not exactly fun. I guess now I know I should just save it straight away. Problem is that takes up a lot of time. I would say like roughly an hour. Or at least that's what it feels like. It feels like it takes an hour. lighter one, that 280, so the mid one. But yeah, I spent yesterday kind of, I mean, I wanted to color, but, you know, again, I'm not feeling too well, and, well, I did still have some, I still have a lot of editing to do, but, this is part 11. Yesterday I got to 6 and 7 in editing, so that's, yeah, I could say I'm kind of getting behind on that, but I'm not. Alright, so now to that lightest one. I might pick up an even lighter one now, because I feel like there is a lot going on. So I have that 270, so if I'm going to go lighter, I feel like that should be that salmon pink. I mean, I could put it next to the page, but I think I'm going to add that 071. So that will be this one, and I do feel like it could be. I'll just test that first, see if I can just go over that with that, well, previous light one. I think I should probably add some black lines to this as well, or maybe a darker red, so that it kind of shows that I was trying to draw flowers here. Was this that lighter 1 to 270? Yes. But yeah, yesterday I didn't feel like coloring somehow. I mean, I wanted to, but it's just, you know, not feeling well, and I thought that, you know, maybe that wouldn't help, well, the quality, or, because I noticed on other recordings that sometimes it just go completely quiet, which wouldn't necessarily be a bad thing, because every now and then, you know, editing, I'm listening to myself, and I am wondering, well, what? Alright, now a very dark red, I think, is going to help. If I just put a very dark red, or maybe that, what is it, Mahogany 067. But by now I do feel like I found the way to kind of make sure to edit out all that, all the times that I'm sharpening pencils, because I feel like that's just not really adding anything. It's just not. You know, we all understand that at some point I have to sharpen my pencils, but I mean, if you are coloring along, or just while watching because you want to watch someone color, and there's just a lot, well, a lot of reasons that convinced me to just cut it out, literally. Because, you know, I had like a point where my point actually kind of broke. It's like, yeah, that's happening for me, but maybe not for you. So, I mean, sometimes I do kind of maybe forget, but generally speaking. And right now I'm like mega zoomed in, so I can probably manage it a little better. Now, we've done everything but the white, so might as well just do that too. I mean, these do look like flowers, so. Alright, so let's like, again, I was gonna do it with the cream, because, I don't know, I keep struggling with coloring like white, and I feel like, you know, you're kind of trying so hard that you, well, you're kind of in your own way, I guess. But I think for this one, I'm hoping that I can focus on the coloring a bit more. And again, I am not exactly feeling too dandy, so I suppose I could spend a lot of time talking about that, but I mean, the only reason I'm kind of coming up with it is more that, you know, it might be different from what I had planned Now, I think I'm gonna do those kind of leafy things too. Now, I'm not sure if I want to go for this or go to what I have in my polys. But, you know, just a challenge, I'm gonna go for that. What is it? Dark green, 229. I'm gonna need a dark color to push it all back, create those shadow spots. Now, usually I would use 407, but I think 409 charcoal gray is gonna work. I'm so used to the camera being elsewhere. This is gonna be very awkward. Wow, what do we call it? Episode Empire Green to 90 feels like it could be what I need. I do feel very zoomed in, so I might even want to change that. I'm not too sure. All right, so first up, I'm gonna just try and go into those. And there's some darker spots, and just go in and hope for the best. Hope that I can make it look like shading. I probably should just left a few openings in there, but you know, I'm thinking this will work too. Remember yesterday I was like feeling dizzy a lot, which is, you know, not exactly practical, and then the coloring very little details. Shakiness, dizziness. So yesterday I just decided, you know, I'm just gonna do some editing because that needs to be done as well. And then, you know, we'll just see about today. So here we are. I'm hoping today will be better. I do have a headache now, which is, and we'll just see if it gets in my way. Alright, I'm going to go for that dark one. I don't know how many colors I'm going to be using. Well, that was clearly me going off screen to sharpen something. Basically, if you see like a pencil show up, disappear, and come back with a way sharper point, well, we all know what I did. There's like so much sharpening. And again, in editing, I kind of just take it out. It does shorten everything substantially. It's insane. So I guess that's kind of a thing to know. If you think you've been coloring for an hour, you haven't. You've spent like 10 minutes sharpening your darn pencils. Although by now, you know, I do feel like if I can keep the pace up, I might have to like get those videos online faster than I'm doing right now. I mean, it's not like a race, but I kind of already have them like ready to go online because I kind of figured that a video every other day would be manageable. And for those who actually like are waiting for them to come online, you don't have to wait for too long. And for me, it would still be, hopefully, it would still be doable to color and edit and do everything. Of course, I kind of thought of that before I was feeling a bit, well, unwell. So we'll just see how long that lasts. But I mean, for now, it should be good. I did feel like I just had to come in here and color and hope for the best. Just hope that I can at least get things done and, you know, get that flow back. The good vibes, the good color vibes. It should be very doable considering, you know, we are getting to the fun part of the page. I feel like that is kind of okay. I mean, it's not quite like what he did, but I don't think many people can do that. All right, now these same colors we are going to use over there. Now, this is just one of those. I'm actually going for a charcoal gray this time because I feel like I've been using that other one, that very dark brown. That's usually my go-to, but I just wanted to try something different this time. And considering it's a different area, I feel like, why not? This is how we learn, right? You gotta try new things. I can already see how in editing I'm probably going to be tempted to cut a lot of it out because I'm so zoomed in. So basically anytime I grab a pencil I can probably cut that out if I am approaching it smart. So if I don't end up talking too much while I'm off screen, I can probably shorten the time a lot. Because sometimes I'm just looking for a pencil and I can't find it. I mean, why does everyone have to, well, sit there and just look at that empty page waiting for me to pick color? Are we still on screen? Yes, we are. And I guess that's a good thing that I'm also already starting editing. I noticed that on a few I am kind of off screen or almost off screen. Alright, and now to that lighter one, which still has a killer point. And it still works, so I don't have to sharpen it. Everything else I pre-selected and pre-sharpened and just hoping to save a little bit of time. Because it's, you know, I became aware that my last few videos have been a bit chaotic. Well, I mean, most of them are. But, you know, me not feeling well is just not really improving things. Just gonna create a little bit of green here so these flowers don't seem like they're floating. They all float. That is not Disney, is it? Alright, I feel like that looks a bit doable. It looks very bright, but I am thinking it's acceptable. I could just take this time to, let's see, can I put my pencils away? I can put those away. See, if I do this smart, then I can just edit things out easily. Now, I am grabbing this because the last time when we were doing the grassy area, I kind of mentioned that, you know, this is going to be a good color, but then I noticed that in my Pablos I have just way more of the light greens, and so I'm just going to go through the colors. Let's see, this looks like the lightest one is going to be the 015, which is that one, olive yellow, but I feel like, you know, there's some very light bits. I might have to go a little lighter even. I feel like I should grab that 231 as well. So that'll be 231, still has a good point, so we are good. That is the lime green, so that'll be the lightest one. Alright, then we have the, what is it, khaki green? Well, 016 anyways. I also picked up the moss green. I'm not sure where I'm going to use it. That green is like so bright that my camera is completely focusing on that. Yeah, I think that's going to be for those areas. I mean, that seems like a perfect match. So that'll be the moss green 225. Then we picked up olive brown. It's just the olive brown. Yes, the 039, which is very dark, but there's like these darker patches right there, which I feel could be this. And I have the olive black 019. That should be rather complete. So I think most of it, I mean, it should be like a greener green in there as well, shouldn't there? Feels like, alright, let's just double check with the other set if I have like, because this isn't an exact match either. I mean, this is kind of the same, but they seem more to be on the yellow side. And maybe I could just go over that with something. I could just color it and then in the end go over it to change the color. But, you know, well, these are the colors I picked anyways. Getting ready. Kind of sounds like I'm putting them down very roughly. Alright, I think I'm going to start with my 225 moss green, which is going to be for that area. There's some spots right there which are like very, very, very dark, but I think I could just do those. I'm just going to, because this is going to be very, very, very dark, like in the reference, but I am going for very happy colors now, so I feel like my colors are already kind of shouty and really popping out. So I might just want to make this grass very bright. Becoming very aware of when I'm very quiet now. It's all because of that editing. It's really, you do learn a lot about yourself. It's kind of weird. Because you hear yourself talk, so you kind of, you know, you have to listen to your own philosophies and theories about things. It sounds real stupid, but it's really sort of interesting. It's enlightening. I mean, normally you can hear yourself say things, but I guess when you're editing, you kind of like listen to yourself maybe the next day, or so whatever flow I'm in right now. Well, I mean, I'm not feeling too well, so I'm definitely hoping that by the time I'm editing, that flow is way gone, but you feel different during the day. So maybe now I'm feeling like really stressed out because, oh my god, fiddly bits. And then I do feel like it's more fun now. It's becoming more and more fun. You know, just closing in on those dwarfs. That is what we're here for, right? I didn't pick this page thinking, oh, there's a little castle in the background. Let's color this entire page. Because there is actually, I think there is one from Beauty and the Beast in here somewhere. Definitely looking forward to that one as well. There's just so many to look forward to. Alright, now I feel like that area over there, I'm just going to sort of double check my own swatches. You can't really see that on screen, but I feel like if I keep moving the book back and forth, it's going to become a bit of a hysterical part. And I did say that I wanted the color in chat / color along to be in a way that if you are coloring along, that you are definitely forced to kind of, well, double check your own work. I mean, if you see me grabbing a pencil, you know, that doesn't mean I got the right pencil. I mean, I got the right pencil for this page, but, you know, your page might look different. And that's kind of what I had with that valley up there. That, you know, my colors are a bit off from the reference, but that's okay. You know, as long as I keep it consistent, it doesn't really show. I mean, of course it's going to show because these pages are next to each other in the book, but if you just focus on this side, if everything just looks balanced, then, you know, the way I see it is, then it's a success. Though, if at some point there's like this weird, unsubtle change, or non-subtle, well, a not so very subtle change in the colors that I'm using, then it's going to show. Just want to kind of keep pointing out, you know, like it's okay if it's a little bit off. All right, are we really going to go in here, or are we just going to, I don't know, I feel like I should, feels like this color is just all the way here, but this is kind of like that walkie path, but then it isn't, and I could say it's also suggestive, but I just realized in editing that became a pet word too. So this, I feel like I should go in there with a darker one, and I'm seeing this, which is not exactly dark, not olive black, but it's not exactly, I mean, I could go for maybe spruce, yes, the 239. Which, lucky for me, it still has a good point. So these I probably did with my old handheld sharpener, because it does create good points. It's just annoying that it didn't have like a little compartment for those pencil shavings. So you're kind of carrying around a little bit of a trash can that you're trying not to tip over. So there's just a lot of noise in the background when I was sharpening. Now I just kind of figure, you know, if I just stop whatever I'm talking about, just go like completely off screen, then I can just cut that out. Now I'm clearly holding this backwards. Let's just try it like this. Because, you know, you kind of put your pencils away and you grab them and you end up in different directions. But, you know, part 11, by now you know. My organization skills, especially on my desk, is just impossible. It's also why I kind of like took a little bit of a time out. Again, not feeling too well, so it was like, oh my god. Spent like my time editing, because I noticed, of course, that part 6 kind of had to be redone entirely. Kind of noticed that I'm just very messy, which is, you know, very relatable, probably, but that doesn't mean I have to do it all the time, which is kind of why I sat down and pre-selected colors, and then how somehow still managed to forget about those greens. I don't know how I do that. I always forget something. I mean, I'm trying to be as organized as I can, but I'm also kind of still very new to this. And normally I just pick my colors, and I don't really have to explain myself because it's just me. I do feel like that is starting to look like it's fading. I mean, that camera is kind of having issues, which I don't get, because that autofocus is definitely not on. Alright, so now in front of that, I'm going to kind of grab that, because there's that very dark color. It's kind of over there. Now, I don't know if I have that in the polys, because, you know, this is one of those colors that is, I probably do. I'll probably have it. If I can, oh, it's like right next to it. I would say it's like that one, which I used a lot. See, it's sorta similar. You know, that's just kind of reminding, you know, you don't need to have the exact same set. And I do kind of feel like it helps to know that. And it's with these books, you're already coloring along because you're doing that reference. I mean, you don't have to. You don't, but I think most of us do end up trying to copy that left page. So you're not really coloring along with me. You're coloring along with, well, Kinkade. Or, well, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm not feeling like a rock star at that, but those are some big shoes to fill. know my headache is kind of annoying right now, but I really want to get some coloring done. I mean, not just because, you know, I told everyone I want to get some coloring done. I just really want to, I don't know, maybe it'll help. I mean, this kind of looks weird now. But, you know, that's the way it's been going so far. I feel like I should get that 016 and go over it. Yes. Well, okay. I guess it's a good thing that the barrels do kind of have the same color. I might be completely off with the grass color, but seems like I have found out no matter how many layers you put down, there's always room for one more. So if you really disagree with the color, then you can still kind of adjust it. I mean, you can't go an entirely different color, but you can kind of change the tone of the color. Am I on screen? Yes. I'm so double checking that a lot now. Just gotta be careful not to have too much fun and forget that, you know, I'm trying to record it. Alright, so over here, I feel like I should sort of make it up till here, and then we'll see when we get there. It seems so simple, right? It's just some grass, but just because you think it's simple, that is usually what makes it impossible. If it seems very simple, it usually ends up being a bit impossible. Alright, so now I do feel like it's sort of headed in the right direction. Now, I still think that I should probably get like a greenier kind of color, so I'm going to grab that 230, which will be this one. See, the barrel color is not exactly a match. It's not a mismatch, it's just, I don't know. I personally, I don't really care much. It would be nice if it is always an exact match, but I'm more interested in the color that's there. I got my swatches. I can figure it out myself. Just makes it hard to look for a certain pencil sometimes, because you're kind of looking for something really bright and then the color is just a little bit darker on the barrel, but oh well, they can't make everything perfect. I do love the fact that these don't roll around my desk all that much. The polys are always trying to escape. Just making for some awkward moments, like you're making a video and you kind of like want to just put them next to each other to give like that nice view of how these colors transition from one to another, and then one of them just goes by. Alright, now there was something lighter going on there, and I think we picked up the 231 for that, which is lime green. I'm just going to be trying to name everything, also being aware that I would probably suck at that, so it's like, be careful what you name. There's like some lighter area over here, even though I've already gone there with that darker green, but well. And it's just kind of creating patches. Doesn't have to be exact, although I do feel like that is a bit more on the yellow side. So I'm just going to get that 470. Why not spring green? Can I pronounce that? Spring green 470. Yes. Because, you know, on some colors I'm just struggling, but, well, that'll be fun to watch. Might also help. I also feel like I should go into, did I grab a lighter one, the 015, didn't I? Yes. Olive yellow. Let's just I'm so zoomed in on the page. I'm so close up that I feel like in editing I'm going to be very tempted to just, whenever I go off screen, to just cut that out, which might actually be more efficient time-wise. So I can shorten it. I'm really not sure how helpful it is to watch me dig through whatever, or we'll hear it because you're not watching it because it's happening off screen. A lot of things happening off screen. Usually my chair making noises, and I can't really filter that out. So it's doing that when I can't filter it out. I do feel like this is a bit too yellowy, but I'm still going for medium pressure, so I should be okay. I mean, I've already gotten started, so I might as well just finish and see how disastrous it really is gonna look. Might have to go over that with like a very green. Ooh, we're getting crumbly all of a sudden. Here comes the brush. Alright, I don't know why I grabbed the moss green, but I feel like that moss green might actually help me a little bit. If I just go over that lightly. Yeah, that picture, he's kind of that reference. He is kind of making grass, so maybe if I just kind of make it streaky, I can make it look like grass. I hope. Do you feel like it's doing something acceptable to the color? I mean, there's like a slight change. Probably would be better to just color it all and then go in there with a green. Wow. Well, not making any sense. So, if you want to know whatever it is I'm talking about, just stick around. We'll get there. Also, I have to say that one of the most awkward parts of, well, I think so far any video that I've been editing, so part 1 to 7, because that one I did and saved because I've learned my lesson. Don't wait with saving, because you move one file around and for some reason it just weren't, well, things are missing. They really weren't, but I mean, whatever went wrong. I know now, but one of those most awkward moments is at the end where you kind of remind people to like and subscribe and turn on your notifications and do leave a comment, and it's just awkward. And so far it's not really doing a whole lot, though I do have someone liking, or someone's, so much appreciated. Thank you very much. It gives me the feeling that I'm not just doing this for nothing. Alright, so it looks maybe weird. Maybe weird? I was not going for maybe weird. So I feel like it's like too bright, or I don't know, there's just something I cannot quite put my finger on. So I feel like I should just grab a green. Maybe that, yeah. Alright, so I used 230, which wasn't helping. So yeah, I do feel like I should get into that 112. Do I have anything close to it? I feel like no. So then leaf green. Let's just see what it does. Let's just pick a little corner. Tiny little corner. Yeah, that does look very green. So kind of, okay, yeah. Yeah, there we are. Look at that. Well, it might be too green now, but it's grass. I mean, my value is a little bit off as well. Guess this is the struggle you have trying to replicate a painting with pencils, which maybe on one page would be easier than the other. I feel like this might be one of the harder pages in the book, actually, because there's a fog and there's all these really fiddly bits, which I like. I mean, that's why I got the book. Alright, now I should probably get in there while I make my chair sing. With, what is that? That is that 231-ish. This just looks like a very fun pencil. I just feel like the color on the swatch is like nothing like what it really is. Alright. Still haven't decided if it's awkward to just leave a pencil there. Now I do feel like there's a little bit of a brown in there. I would say that is the 182 of the polys. So it'll be that one. It's just an ideal kind of brown. It's just less ideal when it's tiny. So that would be, it's below that a little bit in here. So let's just put that right there. It doesn't have to be the same. I feel like I should probably start adding a little bit there too. Use this color up there too. And then I believe, lucky for me I was doing my editing, I believe we went over that with a cream. So, or in this case, the ivory, because it's the polys, and I think yes, that's when they call it ivory. So. I do feel like the grass is kind of, it's coming along nice. It's starting to look okay. Actually in weird angles right now. I'm not sure why I'm doing that. Totally hurting my back doing that. Which is no fun because I already have like random pain and like cramping my toes. That's like fun. Random cramp. That's, you know, normally I'm used to that. Well, I used to be used to it. So normally I could just ignore cramp in my toes, but it's kind of like you have cramp in your toes and you kind of put them back where they're supposed to be, and you know, then it's done. It's just done. Then your toes are like, all right, we get it. We were doing a bad thing. We'll stop now. But they're just not listening now. I'm wearing shoes right now, and usually when I'm doing that, my toes are not going anywhere. That sounds very strange, but yeah, cramp. And then I also had, all of a sudden, my shin would start to hurt. No apparent reason. I mean, I didn't bump into anything, or just a very painful shin. So, you know, I should probably avoid weird angles while coloring, because I don't really have enough issues at the moment. Normally I don't. It's very annoying being so, well, limited, I guess. But, you know, I'm sure it'll pass at some point. It's gotta pass. So I'll just hope for that. Until then, I'll just try to not work myself into weird angles while coloring. I do feel like this green is really turning it into grass. I mean, it's very green, but I mean, the left page is kind of like the neighbor thinking the grass is greener over here. That is a nice metaphor. Considering I was just telling how bad things are. Still my grass is greener. Huh. I guess that is true though, isn't it? There's a lesson to be learned there. It's just, you know, one of those things that coloring is good for. I do have to say, you know, I have mentioned it, like, you know, I'm recording it and then I'm editing it, because I've actually found moments where I'm sharpening a pencil and then it breaks. And then I'm sharpening it again and it breaks. Alright, now 016. So I'm kind of like trying to cut those little bits out. Like 2 minutes just trying to sharpen a pencil. Like, why would I leave that in? It would just be frustrating, wouldn't it? Either I want to speed it up or just, well, I try to cut it out completely. You know, like I just said, because I'm so zoomed in right now, you become very aware of having something under your nails, which is annoying. It's like you clean your nails before you walk in, and then I don't know where that stuff comes from. And the camera seems to find things that aren't there. I don't think about nail polish, but I'm not used to that. I'm not used to nail polish. So I'd probably come in with like nail polish everywhere. That would be fun. I used to just, well, I actually had to cut them short. I guess that's the part where we come to my name. Alright, now over here, it's like very green. See, that's a new creative way to get that thing in the screen. Just pick it up. Alright, so it's mostly here, so now we're going to see how green this really is. Ooh, isn't that just wonderful? Got a little bit over here too. No, but I'm used to keeping my nails very short, which, yes, that does kind of lead to the name of the channel, that TK Dodo. Because, you know, for those of you who watched Ice Age, you probably know what they are. And does anyone still remember the Taekwondo-dos? That's kind of where it came from, anyways. Not from Ice Age, literally. I think I should use that khaki. Is it khaki? We call it khaki. Khaki green. 016. Now I think I want to go for that 230 actually. What is it called? Yellow green. No, but Taekwondo kind of became my nickname. Not because of Ice Age, but because I actually spent time practicing Taekwondo or whatever the pronunciation would be turned into in English. But so yeah, then, you know, you gotta keep your nails short, which I usually did. There were like times like when you're like closing in on the holiday season when you're like, but I want long nails. It's just too much trouble for me. I know around those times I would just let it grow a bit, but that's about as spectacular as it got. Alright, olive black, what is that? I do kind of feel like I could use that, or the moss green. I'm gonna go for the moss green, because it's just, it seems like a little bit more of a fun green. Since we're dealing with Grumpy here, which I googled, I think his name is literally Grumpy. I even forgot the names in Dutch. I was like, so young. I did say that, you know, I remember these movies coming out. And I really did remember that. It's just they didn't come out like for the first time. It was the first times you can get them in, what do you call it, VHS? On tape. Which I guess kind of explains why I remember it as, you know, the movie came out. Because, you know, you'd see commercials everywhere, and only later I realized that, you know, they're very old already. Came out like, what, 1930s or something? So yeah, I was definitely not around when they really came out, but I remember it, you know, like being new and now available, and I guess that translated into, well, that's when they came out, which wasn't, but you know, those were just the commercials for it coming out on video. That was a fun time, you know. Whenever there was like a kid's birthday, I'll sit around television and watch that new Disney movie. It was that time. So, I guess everyone was forced to get like a video player, VCR thing, because otherwise your kids could not watch Disney movies. So every kid's birthday, every party, Disney movie. It was just, if you didn't have a Disney movie at your party, then you just did something wrong. Alright, now I'm going to go into that green again, that very greeny green. I mean, on the reference, it's not that green, but I just feel like we are going to do it. No, but I should probably watch these movies again. I mean, I'm coloring it now. It would be kind of fun to sort of know what I'm coloring. Because I didn't mention it before, the last Snow White I watched was a bit more gory than this one, for sure. It was still fun, but I guess that kind of goes for a lot of Disney movies that now have a, well, I'll call it grown-up version. You know, there's just new versions of them. There's a new Beauty and the Beast too. And I think that one's still pretty much the same. And they may have added a few details that they left out in the cartoon version. Alright, now that grass looks, ooh. That grass looks, ooh. Now I do feel like my grass is too flashy compared to that. So, I mean, last time I did feel like it was the 170. I don't know if I'm gonna get that. Honestly, why is everything tiny? Why can't I just, why? I'll just pick a corner again and just see what happens if I go over it with this and kind of make it that final color. Then I'm kind of probably have to go into that bridge then. Already taking forever just coloring this, but I have decided that I can take a lot of it out in editing. Who would know that, you know, just coloring some grass could take this long? But, well, I mean, as you might have noticed by now, I'm a bit nitpicky, and I'm just piling layer upon layer upon layer upon layer. So, making me more aware of the way that I color. I was kind of looking at myself color at that top part, and I was like, wow. It's like I'm just putting down, I'm picking up a lot of pencils, and it looks like I'm putting down a lot of color, but you can't really see it. It's the same kind of right now. I keep going over it with pencils, but you can't really see it. It feels like nothing's happening, but I mean, I have done that preview on that Mickey and Minnie. And then I actually spat that up a bit. And then you can actually see, like, it seems like nothing's happening, and then all of a sudden, something's happening. So I guess all that nothing isn't exactly nothing after all. I do have a very different way of coloring, I guess, but that's my way. And I have kind of noticed that I couldn't really find anyone else doing that. I mean, it might just be because I don't know how the internet works. Might be looking in the wrong places, or maybe people who use that same technique generally have different coloring books. That could be it too, because, you know, I could just go and search for a weird way of coloring, and that might not be it. Might end up with people coloring in very, very, very weird ways, so careful what you wish for, look for. Alright, I feel like this is really going to be about it. It looks kind of like there's a shadow over here, and it goes into the light, which is kind of what he did too. I feel like I'm way too zoomed in to actually get that reference in there, but oh well. I'll just, yeah. So, bridge time. So, if I manage to do that smart, then I can just cut out the fact that I just selected pencils. Why am I putting it here when that reference is over there? Oh yeah, I was making room. That's it. Alright. There's a lot of colors going on there. I feel like I should get into the beiges. Probably might grab a few browns. But I'm also going to double check if maybe it would be better. I do feel like the polys are going to get the preference here. Well, I think I might be needing, yeah, no, don't necessarily need the Pablos for this. I'm going to go for, well, that 182. Let's just see how many short pencils we can grab. I do feel like there's either cream or ivory in there, or maybe both, but I feel like I should probably just go for the cream, which is again not too big. I could just go for, yeah, I do feel like I should go for that too. Like a bottom part, Funback Brown 176, which was this one, yes. Then there's like something red, so that's gonna be that Burnt Sienna 283. I mean, I could double check the code, but well. And I feel like that might be it. There's just like a purpley kind of glow over there. Is it purpley or pinky, or it could be that 119, which is, I think, 1-star pencils. 119, yes, I'm gonna just use it. I mean, it's in the book. It's not gonna go up the wall, so whether it's light fast or not, that doesn't really matter. Alright, this is like a little bit of blue. We don't have blue grays in here. It's not my marker set, but I feel like that cool gray might be it. Cool. Why are they all the same name? It's just like looking for them is impossible, but is that cool gray 5? So that'll be double check 234, 234. I mean, if it's one or the other, we're still going to be good, but let's just get that bridge done. And I don't know, I feel like I should probably go in with that light, what is it, magenta. I should probably do that first, because it feels like it has that magical glow. And yeah, I'm gonna do that first. That's weird. Alright, there was a lot happening off screen because I couldn't really get this in a sharpener anymore. But, you know, I kind of mentioned that, like, that's like a tip. I'm just gonna throw that in here. So this one, if you have something like that, you're going to replace it. But usually when I put out that order, when I'm ordering them, I kind of look at like pencils that are like, I don't know, that big. Like, you know you're going to get to them soon enough. So I kind of order those too. So I already have a spare for this. And well, this one, I think I already ordered that quite a bit ago. So just a tip, you know, kind of plan ahead. I mean, you know you can't color with it forever. But, you know, we are into that light magenta, which, wow, okay. That's not nice. I thought, isn't that like the opposite of light? Oh, well, okay. We were gonna go in and just put in a light layer because I feel like there's a little bit of a magical pink glow to that bridge. Now, especially, I'm just gonna, this is one of those points where I'm be pointing a lot. So that's like this one. I feel like there is a lot going on. Now, this isn't exactly a very opaque. It's like a low light fastness. I don't know if that light fast rate actually says a lot about how opaque it is. Why not? I mean, it basically just says that this one is very crappy in the sun. You know, I'm not going to put it up on the wall. So as long as you keep it in the book, it should be fine. And the rest, I'm just going to go over that like ever so lightly. Just it's kind of interesting, right? So we're going to be coloring a wooden bridge, and we start by putting a lot of pink everywhere, or purple, or what is it? Pink purple? Purple ink? Wow. Guess we're coming to that point where I start to babble again. I guess that's good. I guess that means that, you know, I'm maybe feeling a little bit better, although I'm gonna still have that like dizziness, and every now and then my vision seems to be blurring for no apparent reason. Now, I kind of debating about that. That line, I'm just gonna grab that Van Dyke Brown 176 and just start creating. And there's like a little bit of a circle in there. Part of me would have definitely preferred the line work to be better. But, you know, it is what it is. I could just complain about it the whole time, or I could just see this as an opportunity to up my coloring skills, my drawing skills. Okay, I feel like this kind of looks, yeah. That bottom part is definitely way darker than just the brown that we're using right now. I feel like that, what is it, dark, is it sepia? It sounds good, 175. Suppose I could ask people to tell me in the comments how you pronounce it, but that's not really helpful. Because you can't really pronounce anything in the comments. Should probably just call this one the 175. Already gotten used to that. Which is why I call the one in the Pablos the 175 too, even though it's definitely a different. I think it's the 40 something in there. It's just that very dark brown. So there's like a little line running through there that's more like a blue-gray. So this is actually, yeah, should just make it like this, huh? And then color that green. Now because I did a lot of layering and already put my pencils away, I'm going to go for that 163. Because that is just a little bit darker than what I used. So I'm hoping it's like the instant right color. Probably not. It's just a small area, so there you go. That doesn't look like a train wreck. No, that is that gray 5. Do you feel like there's something lighter going on in there as well, but I don't know, nitpicky. And I know that I am, so. There's nothing wrong with that, though. I don't think like that's a bad thing. Being a bit of a perfectionist while coloring these books, I don't think that is really going to be bad. Alright, so now that I got that to a very dark point, now I'm going to go over that with the 176. Ooh, 175, 176. See, it's like they are brothers and sisters. They are related. They don't know it yet, but they are. Alright, so I'm going to try and make that into that brown. Wait, brown. This is going to be that blue kind of gray. I grabbed the random one, which is the cold gray 32332. Wow. Right. Well, that kind of looks good. I was gonna grab that and just put in some shading here and there, although not too much, because I feel like I need that burnt burnt sienna, was it? Yeah. No, something burned. Some kind of brown. Something brown. We'll get there. And coloring, talking at the same time. While I am already easily distracted, I am still not sure why I thought this was going to be a good idea, but that's fun editing. Sometimes in editing I'm going, wow. How to scare your viewers. But it does make it very neat. I still have like other things that I was working on and still have to edit as well, so I'm like way behind on everything. But that's why today, I just wanted to color again. I do have to say, like that dizziness and everything, it's kind of annoying when coloring. It's like ruining my eyes with all these details. I mean, I do take breaks, so I do try. I was just so frustrated because I was having so much fun on this page, especially when we were closing in on the dwarves. It's like, I felt so bad when I was starting to feel a bit, off, unwell, whatever we're going to call it. And again, we don't need details, it's just we all have that sometimes. Just keep having like a blurry eye, which is no fun. It's not exactly practical when coloring this. Now this is that burned sienna, which clearly has a bit of a broken point. It kind of grew all of a sudden. That was so weird. I was coloring the Pablos, and then I went back to my polys. I don't know when that was, but if you get like a new set, I always want to try just that set. I don't want to instantly try how well they do or do not combine with other sets that I have. I just want to see what they can do on their own. And then, I did notice, like, I was looking for colors from that I was used to grabbing with my polys, and then I was missing that. First one I did with my Pablos was actually like a Christmas dinner. And I got the Pablos just in December, early December, so I was right in the middle of Christmas colorings. Because I love those. It's just there's something about those colors. Something about green that I like the color green. I have read somewhere that is like a very calming color, so maybe that's it, but I don't know. It's probably not that philosophical. It's just, I don't know. I like the color green. But yeah, I was kind of coloring, and then, you were looking at an object, and it's like, ooh, I need that and that color, and then you didn't have them. Because, different set, different rules. I guess that is a silly but accurate way to put it. And then I got back to the polys, and I opened the box, and I was like, whoa, these are tiny. I do have, of course we work with like centimeters, and I think I have like that rule that anything below 10 centimeters I'm going to order. But that's good. Yeah, whenever I already have like an order to go out. I usually try to keep it around like 20 pencils, and then I order, because you also have like shipping costs, and you do pay for delivery, so I try to make it a bit economical. Or is it economical? Oh well. Right. It's just silly to buy just one pencil and then pay for having it sent when you can just have more than 1 cent over. It just feels more logical. Alright, I'm going very lightly, just because I can't really figure out what's going on here. Not in the reference anyways. Alright, now I had a gray for something that was happening over here. Though it feels, can we just see what I'm pointing at? Like, it's going into that box, which is weird because those lines aren't, but I feel like it could be like this line or something, because it kind of comes out of this pole, and then I'll make it like this, and it does kind of continue as a line, so I'm just gonna make it like this. I have some more gray over here, I feel. It's not much, but it is there. And then this seems to be, it's funny, it's creating a bit of a shadow that way. Even though on that tree it seems like the light is actually coming from over there. Oh well, the light's just coming from everywhere. Why not? Maybe the light is just reflecting off the dwarfs. That could be it. These are very reflective dwarfs. I haven't really been reading up on my Disney dwarfs, so I don't know if they reflect the sun. They could. Why not? They're dwarfs. How else are you going to see them? They're tiny. They're so small. They must be reflecting sunlight. I'm just babbling now. Right, now into that, from that brown again, the 176, to create a little bit of a darker shade here. When I was coloring with my alcohol markers, I could just blame the fumes for any kind of ramblings, but pencils don't really have fumes, do they? So, I guess there's no denying. This has gotta be me. Never really thought that part through, like you're doing a coloring chat, you'll be chatting. yeah, I am different. That's what I keep hearing anyways. But tell me I'm different. It's just, I really do speak my mind. I think that's just usually it. I speak my mind. Every weird bit of it. It's just I was like editing these things, and then halfway through it was like, you know, every now and then I actually say something that can be considered helpful. Which is why I kind of edit that description to my color and chats, like, you know, and with useful tips and tricks, because I'll just be coloring and be like, oh yeah, I can talk about that. You know, like a little piece of paper that I'll put behind. I sharpened everything. I do have to say, tiny pencils are a bit annoying to sharpen. Yeah, but like a tiny piece of paper that I put behind, I was like, you know, that is actually a good tip. To me, it makes sense. Because, you know, you put pressure on the paper and the blah-de-blah-de-blah. I wasn't really counting on that actually kind of rubbing off on the next page, but, well, apparently it does. And I don't know, I mean, some people might actually be aware of the fact that, you know, pencil can definitely ruin the next page as well. And also coloring with alcohol markers, I'm just used to it. So, and I don't think it's a whole lot of trouble to just put a little piece of paper behind the page you're working on. So, you know, I wouldn't really, I can't find a reason why not to do it. Let's just put it like that. Just put it there and forget about it. I mean, the one reason that I'm just reminded of it is because, you know, I was reminded by myself that I'm not just rambling. I do actually, I feel like that is like a very helpful little tip. I guess it's just so obvious that, you know, it's easy to forget. So I'm not sure how many people just went from page 1 to 2 to 3, and maybe other people just started on page 1 and then went to page 5, and I guess you wouldn't have noticed it then. Because I still feel like there's a little bit of a, I don't know, it seems like something is still coming through now that might actually be from that page. But I didn't do that. So that might just be from the time when it was somewhere in the store. Could be. I don't know. Might just be that it's just rubbing off on the next page, whatever you do, no matter what you do. I feel like my next page is already quite seriously, well, I mean, I put the paper behind it, but I actually showed it the last time that, you know, there's probably more and more color coming on there. Mostly from the first one, though. Still seems to be mostly from the first. Well, that's kind of hard to see. Because, I mean, right now I'm in that corner, so. It doesn't really matter much. You know. It was just a tip. I mean, you can use it or just think, wow, is that what you're worried about? Yes. I'm one of those people who just likes to keep my pages as squeaky clean as possible. Alright, I feel like that bridge is actually, well, I mean, it's way too bright compared to that, but I feel like I should get some ivory. So I'm just gonna go in there with the ivory and sort of blend and dull all those colors. I might actually Yeah, I'm still looking at that water. Am I at that for today as well? Because it's not all that much. I'm just happy that I made it all this time. Yeah, one of the reasons I thought, I should just get started is because I could just stop and then, continue in a later moment. I don't have to do it all in one go, which is kind of why I'm reminding myself, to at least name that I'm not feeling well. That way, if I have to quit early, I can just, I don't know. Then it's not like two randomly connected parts, I'm sure. I feel like I don't have to explain myself, I guess, but yeah. It's not like I'm connecting two parts with each other, because in the meantime I was out there, I don't know, being a serial killer or something. I mean, now that would be something. I'm not doing anything bad, I'm just not feeling too well. So that's just basically me saying I'm human, because humans do that. I'm a human. Human. Whoever started that. Alright, so. Yeah. I do feel like this is like way more red than everything else, but it doesn't have to look like one solid thing. It doesn't need a reference, so. I do feel really good about actually adding that little pinkiness to it. Normally I wouldn't have dared to do that. Like, pink, purple in a bridge? What? It does feel like it's sort of affecting the overall color. I might go over it one more time, just to give it like that really more pink purpley feel. I'm mostly just unsure what to do with this little bit, but it doesn't look horrible. No, but me just like letting people know that I'm not feeling too well. It does kind of give me the opening to just take my time, but if I feel like I should stop in between. In editing, it's going to be one part anyways. The only thing that might happen is that at some point, we start here and then you kind of have an instant shift or something. I mean, that would be like the only thing, but I can actually put a transition in there, because if I leave, then I would just say, like, I'm taking a little break and continue, blah, 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 and, I could just edit that. I could be just editing and just like I'm taking out all the sharpening my points kind of thing, and digging through my pencils. I mean, this looks kind of, it's not the same, but it's not all that different either. All tidied up and all edited out. Ooh, that is like a straight one, wasn't it? I'm just kind of, I feel like it doesn't really matter what set I'm going to grab, and today it seems to be poly day. It's a poly day. Poly day, poly day. So, helio blue reddish. So that'll be the 151. There's gotta be like, yes, 149, bluish turquoise. 149, bluish turquoise. And then I'm probably gonna need like something to bring it all together, right? Maybe something to dull it, like that 155. Or, I mean, this is like the darkest one we have so far. I feel like I should actually 2, 4, 6. Because then I have these two. And then maybe instead of that 151, I should just grab something that will 151. 3. So I'm getting rid of that. And we'll be working with the 153, the 149, and the 246. And quick sharpening done. It's like, right, I actually see that I did draw a little thingy in there, because there's a little thingy in there. There's a lot of thingies. So that's probably going to be that 182 again. It's like my favorite kind of pencil. And I'm just going to go over that with the 271. Feels like it makes sense. So it's just a small little area, so I'm not too concerned about the size of the pencils either. Just dull it with this one, and then there seems to be like something more of a darker color going on right underneath it. And I'm just gonna go for walnut brown. Why not? Walnut brown. Usually I take forever deciding. Yeah, such a small area. It's like if you don't get the details right, then your entire picture will be off. But I feel like I can sort of get away with it here. I feel like I'm messing up that side line, but do I need it in here? I do need it in here. Just like a, look at me going off screen. Alright, so it's just here to, because plans to kind of, yeah, it's that little bit, that side of the water. And then over there, I see like it's like really dark blue, so that is that Prussian blue, 246. Let me just see how that turns out. If I add that, and then the lightest one we picked, which is the 153. Yeah, it kind of looks like water, and it's good enough for me. I might have to go for, oh, I don't have to go lighter. This is very light. I usually use this for snow, which is interesting. It's my snow color. I think I haven't asked to like show people how I do that. I'm so into this book right now, and well, where I'm from, it's like very wintry. Well, it's less wintry right now. It's actually becoming that debatable weather when you always have the wrong jacket on. Always. It's like, I'll grab a warm jacket, and then turns out it was going to be a very warm day. And then when you think, you know what, I'll just wear my lighter jacket, the less warm one, thin one, I guess. Then, of course, it's going to be very cold. So it's kind of like wrong jacket time of year. That thing. Yeah, I guess it depends on where you live as well. Not everywhere you're going to have the wrong jacket type of weather. But I feel like that's where we're at right now. So we're kind of closing in on spring. So I just feel kind of weird coloring winter things. So now I might actually end up doing a how to color snow thing, or just a snowy picture color along, which is probably not going to be Disney because I don't have any snowy Disney pictures. I do think that I saw one, but you know, then I wouldn't be showing, would be trying to copy that reference. Because I do believe I saw one of these books, like a different one. You know, but they're not really different. They have like repetitive pictures. I didn't like that. It's like, you know, when I buy one of the other versions, then I want it to be different, you know? I don't want it to be the same as what I already have. You'd be coloring the same page twice, or you'd be skipping them, which ain't either way. Though I haven't really completed any coloring books yet. Because I usually just pick what I like and color it. But I mean, still don't like the idea of having like doubles. Because, you know, you'd definitely be skipping that. I guess it's kind of okay if you want to mess the page up and you want to try it again, but other than that, I just don't see the use for it. Alright, I do feel like I might want to go into a different kind of blue in there. I'm just going to get that sky blue. Alright, so time-wise, my screen is kind of like telling me a certain amount, which I'm not going to just say out now, because I know now, by the time we get to editing, it's going to be way different. Alright, so this is that burnt umber, I think, 280. Let me just double check. That is the burnt umber. I'm just going to do that little bit, just to, I don't know, dull it a little bit, make it look like it's under there. After this, I do feel like I should get something white. So we have my white pens. I'm going to go for this one, though. That a beeping in my ear now. That is amazing. I do feel like I'm sort of closing in on a little break. And so, this might be the best time to just remind people, do definitely subscribe. As messy as I am. Yeah, right now we are to the point where we can kind of claim result. Oh, that's the way I feel anyway. Ooh, now that is looking interesting. I'm just going to do that again. Do you feel like this brushy thing isn't exactly flexible? Well, that's good because I have that on my microns and it kind of just wobbles all around. I'm mostly a colorist, I guess, so I'm not quite adept with my drawing skills. Alright, well that looks interesting, doesn't it? I'm just gonna go over that though, once it's dry enough. Just like a little bit over there. Because I feel like right now I'm gone way weird on it. Wow, that looks watery, doesn't it? I don't know how I did that, but I don't know how I got this effect. Just, if anyone could figure it out, that would be awesome. But this is kind of what I was going for, I think. So, yeah, look. Accidental success. Which reminds me, you could totally click that like button, because things like this happen. Only if I zoom in, we can figure out what I did. But I feel like that looks like water, doesn't it? And my flowers kind of look too. I do feel like maybe I should add some, well, something to that. Like maybe with a brown or, what is this? This is that umber. Should I just use that umber and just put some scribbles in here to make it look like these are roses? I feel like this is not the smartest thing to do. So I'm just going into, well, a Pablo that is very informative. 407. And I'm just gonna, sort of make it look like it's a rose. Yeah, well, that's what I think I'm doing. I might just be making one hell of a mess, but... So, if I fail, then just stop coloring along. Don't copy everything I do. Just wait for it to be a success. Let me be successful first. Although I do feel like it's... I mean, I had like these little pink blobs here. Wow, that beep in my ear is just, whoa. Whoa, dizziness. That was, well, again, not well, but I'm closing in on the end, so. But right now, I feel like, I mean, it was like blobs, so we all got the idea that they were supposed to be flowers, but now when you look a bit closer, I feel like it looks more defined. I mean, these are better, of course, but these look like it took way longer. Wow, well, that's one way to say it. These took longer. You can see it. I do feel like that dark should be darker, dark should be darker. And then I'm just going to leave some lighter bits. There's the light also kind of reflecting like crazy. So I do feel like the next time is going to be part 2, because we are going into the dwarf part. And as you can see, he is looking forward to it. I mean, this is the fun part. This really is. I'm not sure how it took that long to do this. But I mean, it does look correct, I think. So, you know, we now have, well, I guess we have the outside done. Can I get that all on the screen? Of course I can't, because I zoomed in too much, but I feel like, you know, this actually turned out pretty good, although I ended up too green bluey up there, but you know, there might come a point where, you know, when everything is done, so we could get back to that. So I was gonna do this, and I was hoping to do like that side, because it still feels a bit, yeah, I should get started on that, so it kind of looks like we're closing in. Now there's a little green gem there. Oh, it's very dark. It's not too, how dark is it? Because, you know, I did that on the last ones. I kind of just marked what I was gonna do. I feel like that dark green is gonna work. I don't feel like I need this, so I'm just gonna go with that dark green. I'm just gonna put it in lightly. So that is that one, which is right above his head, so that's right here. Just gonna go in very lightly, so that I know that this one is gonna be green. There's a little something there, man, that has no color, so we have blue. I'm just gonna start blopping in colors. I feel like the 140 is gonna be the one. I'm just kind of hanging over my camera. I have like 6 trays. Is that sapphire? No, this is the 150. I am looking, although sapphire does sound like it makes sense, because the screen is giving me, okay, 140. The screen is actually telling me that right now it says like 152, but I'm pretty sure that, you know, in editing, especially because I'm zoomed in this much, I can just take a lot of it out. Alright, so this is not red, it is the 075. Well, that was kind of smooth, wasn't it? So that's that Indian red. And we're going to do that over there. Yeah, that's that one. Yeah, for the next time we kind of have an idea of what we were doing anyways. Do we have more of those? Because no, I feel like I'm just doing that bit for the next time. So I mean, it feels like I should probably get a layer of, what is going to be that? I feel like beige. Just a very light layer of beige. So yeah, I guess this is me just trying to get started on the next part. Oh, sort of the layer for the next part. And I am mostly doing this because, you know, I feel like I should just take a little break, see if I can, I don't know, I'll probably get something to drink because I do hydrate a lot, because that just helps. You know, when you're not feeling too well, you should definitely hydrate. Alright, so there's like that beam over there. So this is going to be all that beige. Oh, those are just rocks. We'll just continue. I also got to see if I want to white out his beard. I might do that now. I mean, for me, that would mean that, you know, I take a little break and it has time to dry. Which is probably what caused that little effect I got by the water. That I didn't really give it time to dry, so you can kind of push it around. Right, now that white, I'm just going to go straight over that because I'll be doing that with a paint marker. And I'm not even going to try and fiddle in with that. It's just because I know today's mood. The next time I'll be coloring, I will still be not well. Because, you know, I just really want to. I'm just saying, I feel kind of good coloring. I'm extremely lightheaded, which is weird because I actually had like dinner and then another sandwich. I don't know what it is, so I've been definitely eating well. It's just, I keep getting lightheaded. So those stones I'm just going to leave be for now. I do feel that it is very productive to just do this now, because that beard is the thing. And I'm not sure if I'm going to be coloring him anytime soon, but I'm going to just see if I can white out that beard, at least on the outside. So, I mean, this part doesn't really matter, but the last time I got completely frustrated with the flow of that brush nib on those. I mean, for the water it clearly worked, but I feel like for whiting out it's just, I don't know. I mean, this one seems to be flowing too much. It's just, whichever I grab, I got the wrong one. Now that is his cheek, so this is beard, I think. Is this beard? That's actually kind of late. That's okay. Right, I'm just going to do his eyebrows too, but I'm going for the eyebrows. There's a little bit of, apparently I tapped some red on there. So now I'm going to use that very flat one because I turned to the side and you can see I will kind of turn it into a very precise tool, precision tool now. I tried that on those like tree leaf things. And this is, it's just not flowing. Let me get the other corner. Yes, there we go. Yeah, that's better. Just really have no idea why I'm so dizzy, and I mean right now it seems to be affecting my vision as well, and I could say that I've been doing fiddly bits, but that is definitely not true because the grasp is not fiddly. Depending on your eyesight, of course, but mine is good. And I never had any problems before, so I'm going into that brush nip, although, see, this is one of those things, I just made that very dirty with water, so I'm just going to wipe that clean. I think I got most of the blue. And that other thing is just completely dirty. I don't know how I did that, but I did. And it might actually be more effective once there's already been in there, because this is like a very fine nip to work with. No, but like my vision also going kind of weird and getting like these extreme dizzy spells. Hmm. I thought maybe I could do a little bit more, but I feel like this is like my body telling me, like, let's take a little break. Whitening out this beard is just going to help for next time. Because, that gives it time to dry. And it would for me, and it would also if you're coloring along. Because if you are one of the first here, then you're going to have to wait 2 days. Because, by now I feel like every other day is like a nice rhythm. Because it gives me time to actually record and edit. I record at least, so far I've been recording 2 in 1 day. And then, I can edit. I can take like an entire day off to edit. So basically, between recording and editing, I'm doing 1 entire page a day, yet I am uploading them every other day. So actually, I'm thinking about maybe sometimes just sneaking one through early, but like this, like right now I'm not feeling too well, so having already recorded a few kind of gives me time to just, take care of myself, I guess. Although I wouldn't really know what I had to do because, I'm eating well, I'm sleeping well. Right before I did decide today I was going to go coloring, so I figured I should really, really hydrate, although I have like a dry mouth the entire time, so, oh well. I will try to report, what is it, part 12 in about an hour. I feel like having him done is good. I'll probably not get straight into coloring, because he's one of the fun things. I wanted to save the fun. Is it me or is my... Alright, so for some weird reason my timer just went... I thought I was at 150 and I was at 121. Oh, this is an interesting recording. I feel like something went very wrong here. Alright. So, I guess we're going to do that little hill thingy, which doesn't look too impossible. So I do feel like we could do that and maybe add something to it. But, looking at the colors, that might just be either the stairs, because that seems somewhat similar, or I would do the boxes, because it's like 3 boxes, and, well, sort of repetitive colors, but, we'll just see. Our main focus is going to be that little hill. Well, I guess it's like the entrance of the mine, so that will be my focus. And then, we'll see what we could do after, because, last time I said I was going to do flowers and the grass and the hill, but, clearly not. Well, I do think it's weird that either my vision is really blurry, or something went incredibly wrong with the recording, because I could have sworn it said something different. I don't know. Again, I'm not feeling well, so I might just be losing my mind right now. I will know once I stop the recording. So for now, grass done, bridge done, flowers done. And just that base layer to sort of get us started for next time. And definitely, that beard, because I'll be coloring around it. And I might do the other beards as well, but I felt like if I'm going to be coloring any dwarf, it's going to be him, because he's kind of there. So it makes sense. I'm going to do him like together with everything else. And, well, he's just not looking forward to it, so I'll just leave him be for a while. And he's like he's way down there, so that's why he's not ready yet. We're coming from there. But yeah, for now, I mean, I think it's starting to look good. I'm very happy so far. I mean, I do feel like mine looks very bright, where his is maybe more realistic and bright. You know, that's because, you know, I have like these lines, and for this one, I did decide to kind of leave the lines in as much as possible. Where in that valley, I mean, I have not been whitening out much. I did with the beams, and I did a little bit on those, but other than that, I didn't do whitening out in that valley, and you can't really see it. So I feel that in the end, we are going to be just fine. So for now, I would remind you to, you know, if you like it, click the like button. So I guess we are going into the same old, same old. Don't forget to subscribe. Do not forget to turn on your notifications, because, you know, the new parts are still coming. If you like the video, please do click that like button. It is very much appreciated. It makes me feel like, you know, people are actually wanting to see this. You know, if you're here and there are still no comments, do leave one, you know, suggestions, questions, just, you know, the general request. Be gentle, be nice. So yeah, then for now, thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you for the next part, where we will be doing the entrance, and maybe that guy, I think his name is Happy, or so Google told me. So, you know, we are closing in on our first dwarf. I guess that is all there is to say for now. So again, thank you very much for watching, and have a good one.